Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So I wanted to make another video concerning the Britney Griner release issue because lately in the media, since she has been back, a lot of people have been weighing in on how disappointed they are with President Biden for this exchange. Now, I understand despite what happens or what decision is going to be made, somebody somewhere is going to be upset about it. You can't make everybody happy. And in my previous video that I made about this, I did say that I was glad that they could get her back because I was afraid of what was going to happen to her over there, to be completely honest. Although I was a little bit nicer in that video, but in this video, I want to touch on something a little more not so nice. Let's just put it that way. While I am happy that they were able to get her back here to the United States because I wouldn't want any American stuck in a foreign country, I'm not happy that they had to exchange her for an arms dealer in the middle of a war that Russia has launched against the Ukraine. I'm also not happy that they weren't able to get Paul Whelan back from Russia as well, who's been over there for 4 years. He's apparently been held over there because of espionage charges or something to that nature. But he's been over there for 4 years. And I do somewhat feel like, well, not somewhat, deep down inside, I do feel like his release should have been made a priority over Britney Griner's. And I know that might sound contradictory to what I said in my last video about this, or kind of messed up, but I do feel like his release should have been prioritized because one, he's a Marine, and two, he's been there for 4 years. And I'm sure they've been trying to get him back ever since, and she's only been there for like a couple of months, but I do feel like his release should have been prioritized first. Now, like I said, a lot of people have already said how they felt about bringing Britney Griner back, especially in exchange for releasing that Russian arms dealer, which very well might come back to bite all of us in the butt. And they are not pulling the punches on what they're saying. Now, I said before that she said she made an honest mistake, etc., blah, blah, blah. But people were not buying that $3-4. They said that she's a basketball player who has traveled before to foreign countries, I'm sure, and that she had to have been up to date on the rules, knowing that she could not bring substances, you know what I'm talking about, across country lines. So they weren't buying that excuse, $3-4. They said that she knew what she was doing when she did it, and that they needed to leave her over there to suffer the consequences of her actions, which was bringing substances that she knew she should not have to another country that doesn't tolerate that kind of stuff. In other words, people think that she was a stereotypical celebrity / athlete who thought she could do what she wanted to do, didn't have to abide by the rules, and took that stuff over there and basically got caught, unlike what she thought was going to happen, and ended up in prison, and that they basically should have just left her there to suffer the consequences of her intentional actions, despite what those consequences may have been. Now, this is what a lot of people are saying, not necessarily what Yoshi Entertainment is saying. I'm a little on the fence. I'm stuck in between, to be completely honest. I really am, because on one side, I do feel like she did know the rules, and she mentioned that she brought the substances. I'm not going to say what it is on this channel because it was helping her with some kind of pain or discomfort that she was having. Although knowing that she was having those issues, and like I said, I'm still finding it a little hard to believe that she didn't know that she wasn't supposed to bring that in a suitcase to an airport on her way to a foreign country. If that's the case, why didn't she just stay home? And I know people are probably saying, look, that's money that's like out of her pocket. But I would rather just sit this one out, or tell my coach I'm not going to be able to play this round. Is there any way I can, be excused? Because I usually use this stuff, but it's not like I can't bring it with me. So, or just brought some pain pills or something like that, or something that was legal, or worked something out. Like, I can't speak for, like I said, her boss or whoever was in charge. But sometimes I would assume if you speak to people about this ahead of time, they're willing to work with you. But to just put it in her suitcase and still try to get on a plane, like I said, and go to a foreign country with a substance, that was unacceptable. Any way you slice it. There's some people, they try to make excuses, but let's just be honest, it was unacceptable, and she shouldn't have done it. A lot of people were mad considering that, and they were also not, like I said, pulling any punches. They were bringing up everything, saying, oh, Biden just wanted to make sure he was in good, with the gay community and the blacks by releasing her. He had to make sure that he got her out because she was a celebrity, she's a basketball player, and that Biden gave her more privilege or priority because, again, she's a woman, she's black, she's a homosexual, she's a basketball player, instead of prioritizing Paul Whelan, who's a white man Marine. They even brought up somewhere along the way where she had said something to the effect that she hated being in America or something like that. And they were basically like, so why would you go get her if she hated being here then? I'm telling you, they brought out everything. Like, they brought out all the receipts. They said that this makes us look weak, that it puts us in a vulnerable position. And they felt like President Biden could have done more to get more than just her back over here to the United States. People kept saying, the politicians, all that Putin said either you take her or you take no one. And some people were saying that they weren't accepting that he could have put his foot down, that he could have fought harder to get both of them back to the United States. Now, the former president, like I said in my previous video, President Trump, said that he felt like it was a stupid decision, that it was unpatriotic, and that if he was the president, he would have been able to get them both back. Now, that's easy for him to say, and we'll never know that because he's not the president at the moment. But do I personally now think that he could have done maybe a little bit more or waited before making this decision? Because I feel like this was a rather swift decision that he made. But do I now think he could have took a little bit more time to think this through on how he could probably try to get somebody else other than just Britney Griner or her? Possibly, yes, to be honest. Other than the fact that they let that arms dealer go to get her back, I feel like there's going to be a lot of really bad racial backlash. Because like I've said before, they're going to keep bringing it up. Oh, he only got her back here because she's a celebrity, she's gay, and she's black. And I feel like they're going to weigh very heavily on that black part and the gay part. And that's going to cause some serious problems and division, which we really don't need in our country right now. But my main point is that I really am torn. Like I really just feel torn between both sides because, like I said, I would not want anybody stuck in a foreign country like that. Although, like I said, I find it hard to believe that she didn't know she wasn't supposed to do that. And a lot of people were saying, like I said, that she should have just been left there to deal with the consequences of her intentional actions, and that Paul Whelan should have been made a priority because he's been there for 4 years. And my mind really is wondering, like deeply, deeply wondering if President Biden could have done more to get him back. And even though a lot of people, like I said, they just think it's hogwash that he said that, if President Trump was still the president, would he actually have been able to get Paul Whelan back over here? Because for some odd reason, even though I just feel like that's a little bit of a stretch, for some odd reason, in the awkward corners of my mind, I feel like he might actually been able to do it. It's odd. I don't know. But anyways, I just hope that now that she is back in the United States, that Britney Griner does some serious reflection on her actions and understands the weight and what it costs to get her back over here. And y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think, especially about that whole, I'm still thinking about that, him saying he could get him back if he was the president. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that down in the comments below.